Hello and welcome to KJ's Kitchen. I'm KJ. I am 15 years now a master fitness level trainer. I am a fitness nutrition specialist. I am now a behavior change specialist, but most important to me, I am a happy mom serving up healthy meals from my kitchen to yours every Wednesday here on Facebook on the Get KJ Fit fan page. You can also check me out over on Instagram at Get KJ Fit. So, how are y'all surviving the lockdown, the shutdown, the everything that we've got going on? I know as time progresses, it's easy to crumble. It's easy to unravel. So just pat yourself on the back. We're getting through this together. I've been trying to bring you a lot of amazing pantry meals, and today is also going to be right in alignment with that. But even more importantly, I know in times like this, it is so important to support one another and support small business. So I have a very special dear friend to me who was also a former client in New York City. Her name is Louisa Shafia. Now, Louisa has been so dear to my heart. Not only did we have years together when I was her trainer, but we have a kindred spirit, and a lot of that does really come forward in her cooking. So I want to just introduce to you, she's got a couple cookbooks out there. So if you are one to explore fantastic new and get enlightened with your kitchen, Lucid Food was her first book. I absolutely love it. It's all about eco-conscious living, and she's got so much great information in this. And then I've most recently come to love the new Persian Kitchen, the new Persian Kitchen. Is this beautiful? Okay, so I was not familiar with Persian food. So when reaching out to Louisa and seeing if I could help her in any way, and which recipes in here, I grabbed what I find to be the easiest, you know I love easy in KJ's Kitchen, the easiest and very easy pantry dish that you could use out of this cookbook. Now, if you're not familiar with Persian cuisine, as I was not, the ease of this is that she now has a Persian spice kit, which I'll be using today. Does that show up? So I will be putting her links, her Persian Kitchen Book. I'll put that in the links, the comment below, and the link to her Feast Persian Spice Kit. Now, these are not spices that you're going to be able to grab at the market. That is why this is so phenomenal. It comes beautifully packaged. I'm just going to open it up for you. Beautifully packaged. And it comes with an array. Well, first of all, it comes with recipes built in, including today's recipe. So even if you didn't get her book, you better grab her spices and you can be cooking up today's recipe in a second. And look at this. These are not spices you would be grabbing anywhere else. I mean, including a tiny bottle of rose water. A little bottle of saffron. Are you joking? Barberries, Advi. I say that right? I don't know. Advi, spice mix, rose petals, dried lime powder, dried mint, sabzi, another word, hopefully I'm not slaughtering, herb mix, sumac, which we'll be using today, turmeric, and I think I did it, cardamom. Beautiful, beautiful kit. So you don't have to go out searching. You've got little tins of all these spices for you. So when you delve into her cookbook, everything's waiting to be used. I'm so excited to even adventure deeper into the book. But today's recipe is gonna knock your socks off. And I'm gonna give it a little KJ twist for what's lying beneath this amazing dish. So with that, we're gonna get started. Typically, you could put this dish over a fluffy grain of any sort. That could be a rice, if that fits into your dietary practices. It could be quinoa, millet, anything fluffy and amazing that you love. Today, I'm gonna show you a KJ twist to my quinoa. I'm gonna get that started. First and foremost, before anything else, I'm going to get half, well, typically, I guess it depends on your bag. My bag of quinoa here, this one I think came from Publix, organic quinoa, calls for 1 cup quinoa, 2 cups liquid. I'm cutting that in half. because I'm gonna sneak in the veggies and you're never gonna know it. So I'm gonna start with 1 cup of chicken broth. That's my liquid of choice. And as I look around, I see I don't have my measuring cup. Okay, 1 cup of, here we go. 1 cup organic chicken broth. The thing with quinoa, it's even easier than anything else because you don't have to wait for the water to boil. You literally put it all together and then let it do its thing. 1/2 cup quinoa. This can start working while we create our dinner. Fast and easy dinner. I love, love, love this recipe. You will too. Okay, I'm using my little dandy guitar rocker in my quinoa just to give it a little quick stir. Now, this went in without boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the heat. You don't need to sit and watch that. I don't think that one's in camera. But who needs to watch quinoa start to boil? Once it starts to boil, I'm gonna drop it to low, stir it around again, and let it cook for 15 minutes on its own. Don't even need to bother it. In the meantime, go ahead and put your pan. I'm using a cast iron pan. This is your preferences of mine. Cast iron. Go ahead and hit that on a medium, low to medium high, like it's in between the medium and the high. Medium high. Get the pan started. And let's talk about how quick and easy this is. I'm just using a good old measuring cup. This one was my grandfather's, my mom's dad. Love that I get to have the vintage cooking ware. You could use a small bowl, just as easy in your little cup here. And we're going to get into this spice kit. And let me show you this recipe. You'll see it in the making. Ooh, so absolutely delicious. Turmeric chicken with sumac and lime. Okay, I've never tried sumac before until this, and it's amazing. Turmeric, do you know how amazing that is? Anti-inflammatory properties for your body, amazing for brain health. So this is such a nourishing dish. And what I love about her book is in the front, it goes to explain not only each of these exotic spices and ingredients that she offers in this, but also some history on why. And it's so thoughtful and so enlightening in my world. I had no idea about Persian cooking, so now I'm super, super invested in this. We're using chicken thighs today. And something I learned from Louisa in this book already, and I always love thighs. Not only do they taste better because of they are higher in fat, so it's a richer meat, but they're more affordable. Okay, so those 2 reasons are why I love them for my family. And then she went on to explain that they also hold a lot more trace minerals than you get from the breast. So we're talking more about the nourishment of the body. So we're gonna start with 4. Skin on thighs, bone in. Now again, that's also a more affordable way of shopping if you do not like skin and you're like, absolutely not. You'll just be adding more oil into the actual pan when we get moving. I put them on a baking dish, but we're not baking this. This is gonna be so quick and easy. So here we go. I'm gonna grab the turmeric from these tins, and the tins are easy to open and they're packed full of spice. So I'm gonna open this one and show you, they're so fragrant. Now I have turmeric in my cupboard, but it's been sitting there so long, it does not have this level of fragrance in it. So amazing. Okay, we're gonna start with 1 teaspoon of turmeric. And I'm just gonna throw it into my little measuring cup. Very easy, 1 teaspoon. Yep, there we go. So bold in color, I absolutely love it. And now we're going to go into 2 teaspoons of black pepper. I just got regular McCormick's black pepper here. 2 teaspoons. Now that may sound like a lot to you. Me, I'm not a huge black pepper person, so when I first did this dish, I was like, wow, that's gonna be so hot. You know, pepper does carry the heat. But surprisingly, I could barely taste the pepper. The beauty of pepper and turmeric blend, you need pepper in order to put turmeric to work in your body. So it's a perfect blend. And then last but not least, we're gonna do 1 tablespoon of sea salt. I've got pink Himalayan sea salt here. 1 tablespoon, not a whole lot when you're talking about the entire dish. This is such an amazing come together beautiful dish. Okay. There you go. You can smell the black pepper in this, like potent. You are not going to taste it in the dish. That's it. Starting there, the pan is getting a little hot, starting to. And my quinoa is just now starting to get hot as well. Okay, so I'm just going to literally from this little cup, what do you say? Get this chicken all herbed up. Heavily coated. You know, we've got this big old thick skin on this chicken, which I like the chicken skin personally. My husband doesn't, so I have to make sure it's extra crispy for him to sink his teeth into happily. And we are getting each side of this. Here's the trick in the kitchen. You will not, with your seasoned hand, touch the chicken. You're not gonna grab it and flip it with this hand that's doing the work. Instead, where's my little tongs? You'd think that I have everything prepared, guys. Welcome to real time in KJ's kitchen. I like to grab my tongs that I'll be using anyway for flipping here and give her a little flip and get the back sides of the chicken. Just set it right there in that pan. All right, because that's where it's gonna go anyway. All right, here we go, the back side too. And now it may look very heavy. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of spice on one side. But you will be so surprised at the flavor profile of this. My husband, he was like, oh yeah, you can make this one again. He absolutely loved it. And to both of us, they were flavors that we are not familiar with. We don't do a ton of turmeric in our recipes. I'd love to hear from you in the comment fields. Do you turmeric a lot? I don't. If I come across a recipe that has turmeric, sure, I'm using it. But otherwise, it's not a common spice in my kitchen. Now I'm simply rolling around the chicken so that it gets coated on all sides, because some of it has fallen onto the pan purposefully. And I'm just making sure all sides of the chicken are coated. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I love it. And I like this, the thicker skin side up personally when I'm serving. So I make sure that that is the side I cook last for flipping up. So you'll see that to come. Here we go. Pan is getting pretty hot. Quinoa's boiling. Drop it down to low. Give it a little stir. Quinoa, if you're not a quinoa fan, I'm gonna let you know that this version of quinoa and what I'm gonna be putting together is so fluffy, delicious, and I think that rice would be a little too heavy for this dish, my personal opinion. So I got my one last breast here, not breast, thigh, my one last thigh here to get all coated. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it smells good already. I haven't even hit the pan. Now, the recipe itself calls for grapeseed oil. I'm personally using avocado oil because that's what I have in my cupboard. You're going to use any oil that is stable for high heat. Olive oil is not one of those. You do not want to be reaching such a high heat with olive oil. It does become toxic. So 2 tablespoons. That was about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to let the oil get a little hot, and then let's talk about what we're moving into on the side. Dinner can be done in about 35 minutes. Is that pretty decent for a very exotic, phenomenal meal? I can't wait. So let's get going on. The other partner with the quinoa is going to be riced cauliflower. This little secret is amazing. When on its own, it's kind of boring and bland. You know, hey, rice cauliflower is kind of tasteless. That's why it's a secret ninja ingredient, especially when doing regular rice, quinoa, or any grain. It kind of disappears. It cooks down, it's white, almost translucent, and full of amazing nutrients. Cauliflower is more of a superfood than kale. I just said that, and remember that. It's white. You're like, oh, I thought colored foods were the best. No, it's so powerful, packed with nutrients, and it sneaks into rice and quinoa so easily. If your kids eat either of them, they'll be eating their veggies and never know it. So I'm gonna just on a very low heat, because all I wanna do, this is frozen, all I wanna do with this is get the water to lift off. I do put in a little bit of olive oil. It's a low heat. So I'm using olive oil particularly with my quinoa cauliflower rice, just so it doesn't stick to the pan. And it's about 2 cups. So do a little measuring, but usually it's like, oh, the bag is around that anyway. And yeah, I mean, it might have been an extra tablespoon I'm pouring in. I actually think we can't really see my pan. I'm doing it in an open pan. Realize my camera's not set to the stove. Maybe I'll bring it over. But it's just that, practically the entire bag. It's a little more than 2 cups. Okay, I'm just gonna let that cook off the liquid of the frozenness. My pan feels nice and hot now. I'm gonna make sure the pan's coated with oil. Looks beautiful, a little steam action there. And I'm going to put the thick skin, the beautiful part, face up. So it's my second browning. That's a personal choice. You could brown either side. Here we go. So this serves 4 people. And with the quinoa and rice that I'm doing under it, that's also equivalent to 4 servings. The quinoa itself would be serving 2, but because I'm putting 2 cups of cauliflower rice in there, expanded, added more nourishment, that's the KJ way, and it will now be 4 servings. This is gonna start cooking. I'd suggest 7 or 8 minutes on each side. You'll also see that in the recipe. She walks you through every step. And I'm gonna just set this timer to about, I think it's working. Yeah, hard to tell because I can hear the sizzle already. While this is rocking, we're gonna get our last 2 ingredients together while we're browning both sides of the chicken. Very easy ingredients. So already, do you find that these are probably staple items in your kitchen? Chicken thighs, pretty staple in my home. I even buy them frozen, pre-frozen in their bags. You can defrost them or throw them to the pan. If you're not doing something like this, you can throw them right to the pan frozen. Quinoa or brown rice and millet might be a staple in your pantry. And then cauliflower rice, it's a staple in my freezer all the time. The other 2 ingredients, garlic and water. Easy enough, right? To tell you how easy this meal is. 4 cloves of garlic, I'm just gonna prepare. And if you have watched my kitchen before, you know I'm pretty particular about my garlic. I like to take the side of the knife and smash it to release the healing qualities of the garlic itself, to release that. Let it sit and ooze out. Okay, so I've got that already crushed with the side of my knife. I'm just gonna leave it there while I do the other 3 cloves. Okay. There we go. Okay, lovely. So super easy peasy. Chicken thighs, water, garlic. So long as you get Louisa's amazing spice kit, you'll be able to work your way right through her new Persian Kitchen Cookbook. Even if you didn't have her spice kit, you could be doing today's recipe if you can find some sumac. I don't know where to find sumac. Is that normal? Is that a easy peasy thing in your kitchen? What I love about it, the beginning, and I already told you, she has like piece by piece of all of these amazing ingredients. So sumac, I think, if I'm saying it properly. Purplish red sumac is the berries of a sumac shrub. Okay, so you can actually find the sumac, do I say it? I don't even know if I'm saying this right. You can find the sumac out in the wild. And she talks about what pairs with it well in the Persian kitchen, as well as out in the wild, not to be concerned of having poison sumac or the kind of edible sumac, because the poison kind is actually white, hanging berries, short, smooth leaves, as opposed to the staghorn sumac that is red berries with jagged leaves. So you could be gathering these berries on your own, that's one way, or you're gonna go ahead and order this amazing spice kit. This is the easy way. KJ likes the easy way. Okay, so this is cooking up and creating an amazing smell here. And while that's working, I'm gonna get my water prepared. Here we go. 3/4 cup water. Beautiful. And pardon me, I don't always love to get off camera so much, but things happen, right? Here we go. All right, I'm back. You're not touching this chicken while it is browning. You are leaving it flat on the pan for a good 7 to 8 minutes. So I mean, we're just hanging out here in my kitchen while we wait. This would be the time you grab yourself a glass of wine and enjoy your time in the kitchen. If you're like me, it's a chance to also break free of the daily grind with the kids. I love being in the kitchen. I mean, hence I have my kitchen segment here with you. So even in the downtime, it's very nice. So this cauliflower rice is starting to defrost beautifully, and you can see even the color of the olive oil is kind of melding into that. And the color of the olive oil, you know, mine's a very rich green. It's a very robust olive oil. Really is going to also work well with the blend itself. Okay, I'm uncertain that I set a timer for that quinoa. Usually I talk to my little smart listener. She used to be called Alexa, but I changed her name. And I have her set timers for me. Had to change her name because my son's name is Axel. And she was all the time in a day saying, I'm not sure what you said. And I'm like, I'm not talking to you. So if you have that problem, you can change their names and then they're not going to respond to that name anymore. Brilliant. But usually I let her be my timer. This guy's set on timer as well. We've got about 2 more minutes before we flip this. And while we do that, I'm going to tell you an amazing opportunity for a giveaway. Who likes giveaways? I am giving away this book, The New Persian Kitchen. And I'm going to let you take a chance in getting this book in your hands. I will mail it to you. Not this one. I'll send one directly from Amazon. I will have a link in the comment fields of how you can grab this book if you're not a winner. But if you want a chance to win this, you're going to do 3 easy steps, okay? You're going to share this video to your wall, step 1. You're going to like my page. You see this is where it's streaming from. Get KJ Fit fan page. So step 1, share this video to your wall. Step 2, like my fan page. Step 3, get your tushy over to Instagram and like and follow. I think it's called follow over there, not like. Follow Louisa Shafia. And here's her name. I will also post her handle in the comment fields with these 3 easy steps. I'm going to give you all time to do this. And what's today? Wednesday? Sunday night, Sunday evening, it won't be night, I will draw a winner from those 3 steps. Now, I will see that you shared it, knowing you're taking part in the rest. I'm going to pop over to Louisa and make sure you're following her, and you will grab this book. Then all you're missing is the spice kit. I've got you half the way there to explore Persian cooking. Okay, so that's how you can start to share the video now while live. That's going to help more people be able to enter to win. Okay, smelling amazing. We're almost there. I'm gonna go ahead and get my garlic chopped. If you have time, after you've pressed the garlic and let the peelings start to come out, you do leave it for a second. I don't always have time, so that step sometimes can be ignored. I hear my children in the back having a rowdy good time in the bedroom. It's a wonder they haven't made an appearance yet today in the kitchen, because that happens quite often, especially during our quarantine time. And so often my daughter likes to even be my co-host, as she was last week. Now the garlic I'm mincing up pretty quickly, pretty finely. There's my trigger to flip. So I bet I have about 5 more minutes. Oh, how beautiful. Browned, beautifully browned. I have about 5 more minutes on my quinoa, being that 8 minutes just went by here. Set this for another 8 minutes. Dinner's almost done. Are you excited? I chop up this garlic, keeping it chop, 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 chop. So I got that prepped for the next step, along with my 3/4 cup water. That's the next step. Very easy. Minced garlic. You could use minced garlic, but there's always an odd preservative in those. I mean, unless I'm mistaken. I don't use them. They come in a jar, pre-minced. I feel like there's got to be some level of preservative in there to not let the garlic go ucky or brown or whatever. If you're just tuning in, I just want to remind everyone that you have a chance to win Lisa's book, The New Persian Kitchen, by sharing this video to your wall, liking the KJ Fit, Get KJ Fit fan page, and getting over to Instagram and following Louisa. Okay? This book, I'm telling you, I'm going to be working my way through it in the next few weeks, because I cannot wait to even try her beet veggie burger. Yes. There are amazing dessert dishes in here, and we do have a bit of a sweet tooth in my family. So I can't wait to explore Persian desserts. And some of her rice dishes, which we're not huge on rice in our family, but I will, again, try to do a half and half rice and cauliflower rice. But they're very exotic blends. This is not just, hey, here's some rice. Saffron rice is, of course, an easy side. Today, what I'm doing with this, I'm going to use some of her spices and show you what I do with this. And a lot of blends, like vegetables pulled in. And she also has another product on the market called a rice bonnet. I actually don't have one. I only learned about it this morning when talking with her. A rice bonnet is used often in the Persian kitchen. It's like a absorbable, how do I say that word? Absorbent. It's a very absorbent cloth that you line the lid of your pot with. And so you still put the lid on when you're cooking the rice, but this cloth, this bonnet that wraps the lid, will help to absorb some of the liquid and help all of your grains and rice be fluffier. So who wouldn't want that, right? So I don't have it today to show off. I will be purchasing it because I want to check that out, and I'll also post the link in the comments below. Okay, I think we're pretty good here on this bad boy. And my quinoa, I'm just giving her a little look at because I didn't set the timer. Stirring. The quinoa also looks done. How beautiful. So typically on quinoa, you would let it sit about 5 minutes before eating. We're not going to be eating it right away. You see this? Quinoa has a very light texture. And when I added it to the chicken broth to give it better flavor, I also find quinoa, when plain, unseasoned, is kind of boring. So we're going to be seasoning this. I'm going to fluff it real quick, get it off the heat. I fluffed it. There we go. And I'm going to let it sit while we finish this out. These are almost browned. I'm showing you the final step, and then I'm going to show you how amazing and delicious this actually is. Another prep you can do while waiting for this, aside from drinking your wine, because that's what we like to do in the kitchen, is you're going to get 2 limes, and you're going to quarter them. Okay. Now, me personally, I think I squeeze 1/4 over my entire dish. So if there are 4 of you eating, I think 1 lime would do. Otherwise, get 2 in case people really like that flavor, and it does really enhance the dish. Have it on the platter when serving for people optionally to grab a second quarter. I'm just gonna roll my lime around. That's gonna make it very easy to squeeze. If you don't know this about citrus, I'll teach you. When you roll it around, you could even put it on the cutting board and roll it around with some pressure. It's gonna make it so easy to squeeze and juicier. Rather than hoping it's juicy on the inside, you're making sure of it. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and just use a fresh knife so it doesn't taste like garlic. And I'm going in half again, to quarters. There we go. Everything's ready to roll, minus, I need 3 more minutes for my chicken to turn it over. In the meantime, I'm going to mix my quinoa with my cauliflower rice. So it's ready to roll as well. Get it all stirred up. I'm going to show you what I do for the fluffy factor. I know I put a little olive oil at the bottom of this pan to make it not stick. And it's very, very low heat. I'm now going to drizzle olive oil on top, just a little, maybe a tablespoon, to fluff them together. Make sure that the quinoa is nice and loose and doesn't stick. Here we go. And now, here's what I'm doing. This is not part of Lisa's book, but here's what I chose to do because I was so excited about those spices. I chose to use the dried lime powder. Reading about what this actually is. It's not your normal lime. So I can't wait for you to get that book and read about it. Oh, Jennifer did not know about rolling limes. Yeah, baby, including your lemons too. Dried lime powder. Are you joking me? This is not like squeezing a lime into something. Ooh, and I'm gonna give a little dip. In order to grind this, the dried limes are a select part of the Persian cuisine. I was reading this, and once you cook them, you actually can eat the entire thing, including the rinds. This is not the same as just grabbing the lime like I was rolling over there. And in order to grind it down, they do use some salt. So again, you're not gonna get this unless you create it yourself or grab that spice kit. Okay, so I didn't wanna overdo it because the lime in this dish already exists from squeezing it on top. The sumac, I can't say this. The sumac that I am going to be putting on top of the dish also is very tart. Those berries of the sumac bush are very tart. So that also brings forward this feeling of citrus or the zest of lime. I'm doing a teaspoon of dried lime powder. 1 teaspoon, shaking it around gently so that it gets nice and coated over there. And again, I had drizzled my olive oil on it, right? I'm just gonna stir it up and get that lime on. And it does have some salt in it already. So that's just the one step I take right there. I'll show it to you. We're almost done with dinner. This is exciting. Or lunch if you're cooking with me right now. But I know you didn't get that spice kit yet, so you're gonna have to wait to cook yours. Okay. I wish I had someone in real time posting those links. But check this out. Quinoa cauliflower rice. You are not, I mean, sure, I'm showing it to you up close and personal. You're like, oh yeah, I see the cauliflower. But when you're serving this over a dish where the rice, where the chicken or whatever you're serving up is on top, maybe there's a drizzle of whatever, you just go to work at eating. Typically, you don't go to work at dissecting. And it tastes so phenomenal. I'm leaving the heat on this. Again, it's on low the whole time. I'm leaving the heat on that to let the flavors of the dried lime spice burst out and get more flavorful. My chicken now is officially brown. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, so I did the, what do you say, the fatty top, the pretty side. I did that one last. for this purpose. Number one, I'm going to show you the dish, show you the pan, and look how brown it got. 8 minutes each side. Gorgeous. Are you so ready to bite in? Well, it's not cooked yet. Chicken takes a little longer, but this is the last step. The last step is you add your 3/4 cup water. I'm not pouring it on top of the chicken, I'm pouring it around. I don't want to remove any of those spices I just cooked on there. And then my 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to drop this heat down to low. Okay, low. And I'm going to take my little prongs, what do you call these, tongs, and just stir it around gently so the garlic gets all the way around. And then you can move the chicken over. Make sure you disperse the garlic around, give her a little swirl around. That's that. Put my lid on for good keeping. Maybe by this time I've poured myself a second glass of wine. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not a lush, but I sure do enjoy a glass of wine while prepping in the kitchen. Setting the timer, echo, set timer, 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
25 minutes, dinner is done. You've already prepped your side dish. I'll be putting a lid on here to keep this warm. Put the burner on warm if you have that setting on an electric like I do, or you could even just keep it on low. Pull it off, keep the lid on it, let it do its own heating. Right before it's time to eat, you can just zap it again with heat. Boom, it's waiting for you. But this one's not done. I will give it a little taste because I love it. Because who doesn't love quinoa and cauliflower when it's all seasoned up? Now that lime is not overpowering. Again, I'm telling you in the recipe, it just says to serve with a fluffy grain. Nothing about seasoning. Because we're squeezing lime on this, and I feel like the chicken brings forward, this dried lime is earthier. It is not zesty, zing, zing, citrus lime in my mouth like Margaritaville. Instead, it's like, I might say that word, earthier. It's a more grounded flavor. If I read in here about the seasoning, I might even know about the temperature of the spices. So Louisa did an amazing job at explaining a lot of Persian cooking has, they're dealing with the temperature of the food and what that reaction is in the body and having balanced meals. So it's not all cold food that would produce cold in the body or all hot food. They like to have a blend. If you're joining now, you want to get this book in your hands, I will post the link so you can purchase it. Or if you want to be in on the raffle to win a free cookbook, The New Persian Kitchen by Louisa Shafia, you will share this to your wall. You will Get KJ Fit fan page, and you will go over to Instagram and follow at Louisa Shafia. Okay, I mean, New York Times, what did New York Times have to say about this? I'm like, oh, where did I read that? Maybe it was on our website. Maybe it was even when I was buying the book on Amazon. New York Times review on this book was phenomenal. It was pretty much like, hey, ever pick up a book where you want to cook every single meal? That's this one. So congratulations, Louisa, on making such an incredible book and sharing your heritage with a very new, she's been a chef for so many years, decades, that she not only is sharing tradition in this book, but she brings it forward in a new culinary way that we would be cooking today. So it's not only old school recipes. She really puts an amazing contemporary twist on them. And when you feel a little at loss with how to collect all these amazing spices, because you're not one for foraging for sumac, you will grab her spice kit. Feast, the Persian spice kit, beautifully packaged. And I'll make sure that link is also in the comment fields. I'm going to taste this dish for you, show it off. This guy's not ready to cook. I'm not going to bite into a raw thigh. When those thighs are done, I'm going to pull them onto a platter with the remaining liquid. And you'll see this in the book. I'm going to zap it back to high heat. Get some of that liquid off there so it's a thicker. It's not going to turn into a dressing or a gravy. I'm not adding flour or cornstarch. It will just not only thicken up a little because you're going to evaporate some of the liquid. It is going, what happened to me, and we loved it, was the garlic also got a little browner and a little crunchier. So I guess you call that scrapings. And you're gonna top it. You're gonna drizzle it over your chicken. Now there was enough, after I took all the crunchy scraping garlic and topped the chicken so it's beautiful, there's still enough liquid. What I did is I pour that liquid, which has no lime in it, the lime is in here, the dried lime, pour it into my quinoa cauliflower, stir it up, get it all combined. So I place the chicken on top. And when you take a bite with the chicken and the quinoa cauliflower, all those flavors come together as one amazing, amazing bite. So one last thing I want to share out of this book, in her rice segment. And I told you like how beautiful her rices are. This is why she might make me a rice eater. So, which nothing wrong with rice. I just find that it's very filling and a little heavier than I love to eat. So there's something called, and I say this correctly, tadig. Tadig. I'm really making a very bad pronunciation on some of these words. It is the browning of the rice on the bottom of the pan, and it's so traditional in Persian meals that they bring that out, and sometimes it stays in one layer on the bottom of the pan. You bring it out, and you can crack it and have it, and she said that is like one of the main things that we'll never have leftovers on a Persian table when you have the tadig on there. So the garlic that I put on gives me that idea that it browns at the pan. So when you have your dish and you've served it up, can you see how beautiful that is? You'll serve it with a lime. Whoop, there you go, right? I'm gonna go ahead and taste this for you. Squeeze my lime all over. Oh yes. And I am not shy. Did you see how juicy that was? Whoa, I don't even know if you can see how juicy that is. It's just falling out. And get myself a little fork. Let me move over butter. Okay, if you're just joining, we have a giveaway. You're gonna share this video. You're going to Get KJ Fit, and you're gonna go follow Louisa on Instagram @LouisaShafia. Okay, I'm gonna give this little baby a taste. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to eat this for lunch. Well, guess what? I also get to eat it for dinner because now I have more. Okay. I'm loading it up with a bite of the quinoa right on top. I don't know if you can see this. You get the crunch of the garlic. You can see the little dark pieces. The crispy skin of the chicken with this super flavorful quinoa cauliflower rice blend. That's so good. I'm gonna sit here and eat this all day. The sumac that I mentioned when serving, before you do everything, you're going to bring the chicken out to the platter, sprinkle it with the sumac fresh. This is that wild berry I told you. I'm going to show it to you. Show it off. Wow. The color is amazing. And a little taste here so I can describe it to you. It is tart berry, okay? I think there's some salt in this too, to grind down a lot of things when she explains how you can do it yourself, if you really want to go foraging for some wild and edible sumac. Once you dried the berries, when you're gonna mortar and pestle or whatever, you grind them down, you use salt to grind them. So it's a little salty, but it's got this like sharp, tangy berry flavor, which really pairs nicely with the lime. I'm gonna get busy eating this. Cannot wait to enjoy my lunch, knowing that half of that rice is cauliflower. So I have my veggies hidden. I get to eat my serving of vegetables, if not 2 servings, while I enjoy my chicken. Okay, you wanna get a chance to win this. I can't wait to send it to you. If I talk to Louisa, I might even get her to sign a copy. I'll have her do the mail out and maybe she can sign a copy. I am not going to promise because I did not ask her about that. But a signed copy would be pretty phenomenal. I'm gonna share this to your wall. Get KJ Fit fan page if you don't already. And get over to Instagram and follow @LouisaShafia. I'll post all her links below, not only for her books, for you to order, but also the link for you to catch Feast Spice Kit, and actually another link for her rice bonnet. I know I'm gonna be ordering one today. Thank you so much for tuning into KJ's Kitchen. I hope that this has blessed you in some way. This meal is phenomenal. When I add up the time, it might be a 40-minute meal. Enough time to have some wine in between. You see how much I'm just hanging out here in the kitchen waiting for things to be done. Share this, love this, tag a friend who really could use this or really could take interest in new cuisine in their home. And make sure you check out Louisa on Instagram. Lots and lots of love to everybody. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. If you're not on the KJ's Kitchen emailer, where you're getting a new recipe every week in your inbox that is mindful and realistic, you're also going to subscribe. I will post that in here too. This comment stream is going to be tons of links. I hope it's not too confusing. Lots of love and thank you for joining me. See you next week.